Hello and welcome to the Informed Traveler Podcast, a weekly travel podcast where our goal is to help you become a more informed traveler. And I'm your host, Randy Sharman. So where will you travel to in 2026? If you're looking for some destination ideas, travel expert Onetta Forbes will join me in a few seconds to run through the 12 best places to travel in 2026. Well, that's at least according to Trafalgar Tours. Plus, you might want to consider visiting Puerto Rico in 2026, as they have a lot going on, from new openings and events to emerging travel experiences. So we'll chat with the Chief Marketing Officer from Discover Puerto Rico to find out more. But first, let's kick things off chatting with travel expert Onetta Forbes, who joins us each week to discuss some of the travel news and travel trends. You can follow her on Instagram, Facebook, and X at Onetta Forbes. OnettaForbes.com is her website. Hello, Onetta.
Hey, Randy.
Heading into 2026, there's all kinds of lists for the best places to travel. I'm sure everybody has a list of best places to travel, but we're going to use, just for argument's sake or for reference sake, Trafalgar's list came out with the 12 best places to travel. One thing for 2026, well, actually two, if you're a sports fan, the World Cup and the Olympics. I think that'll have an impact on travel and destinations, yeah?
I think so. I think football fever, soccer fever will be taking over North America with the FIFA World Cup and, landing across the three countries. We can probably expect a large uptick from international visitors as well as domestically going. It takes place in 16 cities. So, yes, you could go to the tournament, but you can also, depending on where you go, take time to explore, the place itself outside of the event. So, it's, for Canada, which is one of a great place to go, visit within our country. National parks, cities, and wildlife, I think, are some of the highlights of our country. Topping the list, I think Japan is still busy. It's, with the cherry blossoms or fall colors, the mild weather. But I do recommend visitors who go plan really far in advance. We're finding that tour operators that are there are taking longer to respond to inquiries. It can take 2 to 3 weeks. So definitely the best time to go is March to May or October to November, but plan ahead.
Interesting. Yeah, there are certain destinations that pop up on just about every list. Japan is one of them. Morocco is another one, and I was surprised. I did do an interview with a company that does tours to Morocco, but just looking at Morocco in general, they're the 6th most popular visited destination in the world. I did not know that.
No, I didn't either. But it's not that bad to get to because it's just within a couple hours from Paris, and WestJet has nonstop flights to Paris in the summertime. So not that hard to get to. And you're right. The different diversity of Morocco with the food, the scenery, the landscape, and just even the history and the culture would be very interesting to visit. So that reigns high. Another place not that far away, and I'm quite interested in it, is Egypt. The new museum that's opened up. It's supposed to be one of the largest to host a lot of their history, their antiquities, I think it's quite amazing for history buffs to go and enjoy.
And along with Japan, there's still the main popular destinations that, again, pop up on the top 10 lists, top 12 lists. Thailand, also Vietnam, and just the Asian destinations there.
Yes, and I think it's very competitively priced when you get there. Our Canadian dollar does well. The food is amazing. I would definitely enjoy the food when I go there, as well as just the opportunity to travel cheaply between the different countries, whether you're going to Malaysia or you're going to like the Philippines and such. So I think that's a good destination to look at, maybe even for a long stay.
Well, speaking of long stays, again, countries that pop up, and they're on this list as well, Spain and Portugal.
Yeah, Portugal especially is very high in visitors. I've had quite a few clients that have gone to this destination and totally enjoy it. whether you like golf or whether you want to experience port, what's a favorite way to visit the country is a river cruise, which again is one of the best and most repeat types of travel that are trending these days. So it's good to spend time before and after. It's great walking destination. Yeah, it's as you say, a really good and popular place to go to. And also, definitely think of when the time of year, because summer is super busy, but maybe mid-September for a month would be good, or before school lets out in spring would be a good
Mm-hmm.
time to go as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, with every list, there's always an outlier, and there's no exception here. Albania, to me, was a surprise as a top 12 visit.
You know what? Till I kind of read the list, that wouldn't be something that popped up in um, my to do or to go places, but it's underrated beaches. It's quite affordable. Good times to go is May, June, and September. So again, maybe to avoid over tourism in other places, to consider
Mm-hmm.
Albania. Another place that is interesting is Mongolia. Only in warm months, with regards to June to September. And I don't know if I'm saying this right, Nadam Festival is supposed to be a highlight as well. So something different and unique. And if you're looking for something a little bit off the beaten track, I think those two destinations would definitely click for some people.
Mm-hmm. And with every list too, there's always people that will say, "Well, what about this place? What about that place?" Places that are missing, or they were missed out on a top 10 or top 12 list. Is there anything that you would add to this list that say this is a great destination? This is a place you should look at for 2026.
You know what's becoming more and more popular, and I think it was because it was one of the destinations on the White Lotus TV show, is Sicily. It's a small place, still within the Italian realm, but that's becoming more and more popular. So I would suggest Sicily for people to go, and also Sri Lanka.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a long way to go, and you probably would recommend other destinations to combine in your trip. But Sri Lanka, you see it in a lot of shows that are as a backdrop when they're maybe saying that they're in India or in Malaysia. The scenery with the tea plantations and the opportunity to visit the beaches, I think would be quite amazing to go to. And one day I would like to. I've been there on a day trip, like as a cruise stop, but I think
Mm-hmm.
it would be good to stay longer.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the thing about some of these destinations. You don't necessarily have to just go to that destination. You can make it part of a whole tour, especially if it's a European destination or parts of South America or Central America.
Yeah, there's again, chat with your travel advisor, because they get different educational opportunities with our suppliers, with our tour operators, with the tourism boards, to discover maybe places that might not be in your thoughts. Another place that's popped up is Saudi Arabia. That's supposed to be quite interesting to go to. I think anywhere in that part of the world would be interested if you respectfully observe their traditions and their culture. Dubai, Oman, really good stuff. But again, I would definitely take it in conjunction with another destination, because it's a journey.
And you want to get the best of your time and your dollar.
Yeah.
There are lots of choices like there is every year. Looks like 2026 is going to be another exciting travel year. So here's to good travels in 2026.
Safe and good and just fun. Yes, I agree.
Onanta Forbes is a travel expert. You can follow her on Instagram, Facebook, and X at Onanta Forbes. OnantaForbes.com is her website. Thanks, Onanta.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
This is the Informed Traveler Podcast. I'm Randy Sharman. Just want to remind you of our website, theinformedtraveler.org. That's where you can find our contact page if you have any questions or comments about the podcast. You can also email me too with any questions or show segment ideas you might have. My email address is randy@theinformedtraveler.org. And you can check out our social media pages too at facebook.com/informedtraveler, Instagram @informedtraveler, or on X @informedtraveler. That's where you can find a number of videos and reels from our adventures throughout the year and audio clips from our past shows. Plus, you can sign up for our monthly newsletter. It's released at the beginning of every month. Our December issue is now available. Just go to our website, theinformedtraveler.org, click on the newsletter button, and it'll take you right there. Or better yet, you can subscribe to it and have it arrive in your inbox each month. Well, one destination you might want to consider visiting in 2026 is Puerto Rico. They have a lot to offer, from local music and cuisine to art and festivals. Lots of festivals. So joining me now to tell us more about Puerto Rico is Storm Tussey. She is the Chief Marketing Officer for Discover Puerto Rico. DiscoverPuertoRico.com is the website. I think a lot of people, including myself, their first experience visiting Puerto Rico is by taking a cruise out of San Juan. Is that what you find? And I found that San Juan is an absolutely gorgeous city. I enjoyed my time there, and it was too short. So is that what you find for well, some people, a lot of people?
I always say that if you do a cruise, you only touch about 15% of the island, so you have to come back many times more to get the whole taste.
I can attest to that. You only get a small portion of the island because there is so much more to Puerto Rico than San Juan. So, but I'm guessing that's a good starting point. And for anyone who wants to explore the rest of Puerto Rico, that's good. A good home base. Is that how a lot of people do it?
Absolutely. San Juan is centrally located, so you can get from one side of the island to the other side of the island from San Juan in about 3.5 hours. So it's a great place if you're trying to have a single location to always come home to, and then go and visit the different sides of the island. But we're also a really great road trip destination. So a lot of people start in San Juan and end in San Juan so that they can experience the city while also getting to taste more of the island.
So explain some of the regions. I am looking on your website, discoverpuertorico.com. On there's a cool interactive map where you can just kind of hover over and it shows you the different regions. But what are some of the differences culturally, maybe food-wise, that type of thing?
We like to break them out into 4. So we've got San Juan in the metro region, which is what a lot of people see. And that's a great blend of historic and modern. We have centuries-old forts. We have cobblestone streets, elegant architecture. We've got beautiful beaches, nightlife that is it could easily rival Miami and San Tropez. And then we've got great cuisine. We also have Isla Verde and Condado, which offer great beach relaxation, a lot of water sports, casinos, and a ton of cultural landmarks. I actually just read that in the Condado Lagoon, our manatees have just started to return for the season, so we're really excited about that. Then we have the central and mountain region, which is a lush and cooler region. It's where all of our coffee haciendas are. It's also a great way to see the mountains, really get into the waterfalls, and taste some of the countryside gastronomy. And so if you go out to Utado or Lares, we have farm tours and artisanal crafts, great cave systems. We have the 3rd largest cave system in the world, and amazing river adventures where you can actually see some of the Teanu hieroglyphs from yesteryears. And so it's perfect for travelers seeking tranquility and authenticity. And then we have the east and the northeast, which is the El Yunque region. And so for that, we're home to El Yunque, the only tropical rainforest in the U.S. system. It's great for hiking and bird watching and swimming holes and panoramic panoramic views, Loquillo's beaches, and has amazing food kiosks that offer a laid back vibe of like surf, sand, and street food. And then Fajardo really serves as the gateway if you're really into sport fishing, sailing, snorkeling, and visiting some of the cays. And then it's also a great place to learn how to dance bomba and find out about Puerto Rican traditional dances. And then it's also a great place to learn about some of the local legends that are a part of the forestry in that area. And then the west side of the island is really known for its heritage-rich towns, its coastal drives, the beautiful festivals, and the much quieter beaches. Our northwest coast, particularly the seaside town of Isabela, offers a huge contrast to the mountains. It's got wild beaches, dramatic cliffs, and it really moves at a much slower pace. It's often overlooked in favor of more of the crowded spots, but Isabela really rewards travelers with some of the island's most beautiful coastal scenery. Joba's beach is the heart of the local surf scene, attracting wave riders from across the world, while Playa Montanos and the natural pool at Middles Beach provide calmer waters perfect for swimming and snorkeling. So there isn't a bad region of the island. It's just about what your energy level is and what you want to
do. Well, it sounds like the perfect kind of situation where you could start in San Juan, spend a day or two, and then just do a loop of the island and stop at various spots, maybe for a night or two. Can you do it that way? Is that a good way to get a whole taste of Puerto Rico?
I think that's the best way to get a good taste of Puerto Rico. I tell all of my friends and everybody I know, I would stay 2 days in San Juan and then go and spend about a day, day and a half in each section of the island and then finish in San Juan. That way you really get a taste of the whole island. And you'd be surprised that we have so many different ecosystems. We have 7 different ecosystems on the island. And so most people don't realize that. They only view us as historic and beautiful beaches. They don't realize the mountains, the caves, the adventure that exists here.
Mm-hmm. Is it easy to navigate? Is there formal tours you can hire to do all of this, or is it more of an on your own kind of thing, or a little bit of both?
You can definitely do a little bit of both. So there are foremost tours that will take you around the island, and some of them are gastronomy tours, some of them are dance tours, some of them are adventure tours, depending on what you're looking for. But my favorite is that it is so easy to navigate once you're outside of San Juan, and it's super easy to rent a car, and it follows all the same U.S. road laws. So as long as you can get around, as long as you are comfortable driving, then it's a great experience, and you can kind of just let Puerto Rico lead you on an adventure. I always say, the best part about Puerto Rico is you can start your day with a plan and end up with something totally different just because of the people you meet, and it's well worth the flexibility because the people of Puerto Rico make such a difference in your experience.
Do I need to learn Spanish a little bit? It helps probably, I bet, yeah?
I mean, it's really good to know at least a couple phrases in Spanish. My Spanish is really terrible. I really focus on knowing one sentence, which is, I'm sorry, I don't understand, I don't speak Spanish. But beyond that sentence, most of the areas do speak English and can communicate clearly. And if you can't communicate clearly, the local people will try very hard to meet you halfway. And you always have your phone for translation.
I was just going to say, there's an app for that.
There is an app for that.
There's also Duolingo, Storm.
That's true. I mean, I take classes 4 times a week, and my Spanish is still not great.
Good for you. Let's talk about the culture. Language is part of the culture, but so is the food. So is, like you mentioned, you touched on the music and the arts and things like that. But that's a big part of it, right?
Yeah, the culture is pretty much everything for this island. We're really, really blessed because we get to we have a remarkably small island. What we really have is a huge amount of passion and history, and that allows us to really showcase the different characters across the island, and each region really does have a different character. And then when you add in the music culture with the salsa and the plena and the bomba and even the country and the rock, you really start getting a different type of energy. And then as you work your way across the island, and you taste all the different food, from the piones to the fritters to the lechon to the seafood at the roadside kiosks, and then the rum distilleries, and then you get to the festivals. There's so much to consume. There's so much to engage with that you sometimes forget that it's so easy to get to us, and that you are on only a very small island, because there's so much sensory rich experiences to have.
Mm-hmm. I am a bit of a history buff, so I'm imagining there's probably a lot of great historical sites, especially even in San Juan area. The fort area is amazing.
Yeah, we have some wonderful history. The most people do go see El Moro, which is absolutely gorgeous. But as you go across the region, you will find a lot more. I find the Spanish architecture in Ponce absolutely gorgeous. And then when you get to the north, you find some beautiful architecture in the paradores and the craftsmanship that is in each of the hotels. You really can't beat it. And I would say that the more time you spend in Puerto Rico, the more you notice about the history of it. And then they'll also tell you about the piracy. That's my favorite part about the rum tours, is learning about how pirates actually shaped the island.
That would be a cool story to learn about. What are some of the events? We're in the holiday season. What's New Year's celebrations, and then maybe get into some of the events and festivals coming in the new year or in 2026.
We have a really big New Year's celebration. This year we are hosting Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's in the T-Mobile Distrito in San Juan, which is really great. And then we lead into San Sebastian, and San Sebastian is absolutely probably one of the largest festivals that Puerto Rico has, and it is the final party of the holiday season, so people go all out. And then in February in Ponce, we have Carnival, which is also a very huge festival. So it just begins. It's the end of one year and the beginning of a new year, all with parties and festivals, really making sure you embrace your community and make new friends and enjoy the food and beverages on island.
Speaking of beverages, we didn't mention rum. There's lots of that, I think.
There are. So we actually have about 20 rum distilleries on island, which is fantastic, including Casa Bacardi, and then we also have Don Q. And so there is actually a rum road that you can drive on to try all the different rum distilleries. But in addition to rum, what people don't realize is we also have 4 wineries on island. And we have about 18 microbreweries on island. So there is actually a beer road as well. So if whatever beverage you want, we have it here for you.
Best get a driver for that, though.
Yes, I would definitely recommend either taking a formal tour or bringing somebody that can be your DD for that.
Is there a best time to visit? I know you mentioned some of the festivals and things, but I would assume that any time is a good time.
I mean, I always say that Puerto Rico really is a 365-day island. We don't really have bad weather. I mean, yeah, you might catch a little rain during certain periods of the year, but it's not consistent enough to really disrupt your day. Everybody needs a little afternoon nap anyway, so, that's really good. But I would say for Canadians craving warmth right now, I mean, I'm from Vermont originally, so I know how cold it can get in the north. For us, we really think that there is a lot of opportunity for people to come really focus on November through May. It allows them to escape the cold and enjoy the golden beaches, the turquoise water, and our beautiful, beautiful moderate temperatures with our trans-Pacific breeze that's going on right now. So right now it's probably, we cap at maybe 85 right now, and then our low is like a nice breezy 75. So it's not a huge variation between night and day.
I would think the ideal vacation would spend a week in Puerto Rico, do a cruise, come back and do another week.
I mean, that's what I think people would do. I think you can have a great time if you do that.
Anything else you want to add?
I mean, I think for us, I think the best thing we can do is really help people understand that Puerto Rico chasing the off the beaten path experiences is sometimes the best experience you can have,
Mm-hmm.
because there is no 2 days that are exactly the same. And while we have so much to offer, it really is about what you want from your vacation. If you really want to just kind of lay on the beach and have a good time, we've got that. If you want to, have your heart pumping and get excited, we have that offering. If you want to see art and music and dance, we have that. So really it's about, what do you really want to get out of your vacation? And then Puerto Rico can make sure that you do that.
I want to do it all, Storm. That's the trouble.
I mean, that's why you need to be here for a minimum of a week. I always say, I think if you're here less than 5 days, you don't really get the full experience of Puerto Rico.
Storm Tussey is the Chief Marketing Officer for Discover Puerto Rico. You can check out their website, discoverpuertorico.com, and plan your visit there. I appreciate your time, Storm. Thank you so much.
No, thank you so much.
And that is our show for this week. If you have comments or questions, we'd love to hear from you. If you have a show idea, send that along as well. My email is randy@theinformedtraveler.org. And if you like what you heard, tell a friend. You can check out our website too at theinformedtraveler.org. In the meantime, thanks for listening, travel safe, and be an informed traveler.